Hello everyone, welcome to Breath, your 30-day yoga journey. I'm Adrienne, this is Benji, and we are so glad you are here. It is day one, setting the tone for the whole beautiful story, Invite. Let's get started. Hello, my darling friends. Welcome. Let's begin our day one practice in a nice, comfortable seat. And if you can, sit up on a little blanket or towel or a block if you have one. Maybe inviting the hips to be a little bit higher than the knees. Thank you so much for being here. As you're ready, sit up nice and tall. And when you're ready, just tuck your chin slightly to invite a lengthening in the back of the neck. We're going to start nice and slow here, so just take a moment to land, growing tall in the spine. And right away, begin to notice if you're holding or clenching in any areas of the body, maybe the toes, the fingers, the jaw, the shoulders, around the neck and the trapezius muscles perhaps. Maybe even in the glutes or the hip area, you're feeling a holding or a clenching. Just begin to notice if you're holding or clenching in any area, and of course, just by bringing our attention to that, we might invite a softening. We may not be able to hit the relax button, but we're slowly inviting our awareness inward. And responding to the things that we notice, the things that we find. Then if you feel comfortable, this is the beginning of a long and beautiful journey, so take your time with everything. But if you feel comfortable, close your eyes here. And from a very real place of love and care and friendship, I know that sounds a little cheesy, but I mean it. From a very real place, from my heart, we'll say, I invite us to bring our attention to the breath. And if this first day feels like, oh, when are we going to get moving? Just remember the theme of our whole journey here. And if you were able to watch the welcome video, experience the welcome video, keep in mind this idea of a slow burn. Inviting yourself to slip into the role of the observer. When we tend to move fast or add too many things to the pot, it becomes a little bit harder to reside in that role of the observer. So just observing the breath as it is. You may have already felt inspired to take a deeper breath or a more conscious breath, and if so, that's wonderful. Follow that urge. Just a couple more quiet moments here. Simply inviting yourself to notice the breath. Inviting yourself to slip into the role of the observer. And if you did not close your eyes for this intro, this tuning in, that's totally great. That's wonderful, no problem. But maybe I'll invite you to just soften your gaze. Maybe send your gaze, your focus down past your nose. Inviting the attention inward, so tending to your inner world here. Today's practice all about listening. So we're slowing it down. And we'll take Benji's cue. He just let out a big, long, audible exhale. And we'll start to breathe together. The beginning of this journey is a special one because this is a theme that I think can really connect us as people, whether you are into that or not, whether you signed up for this journey seeking that or not, it inevitably will connect us. So let's kick it off here officially with a deep inhale in together through the nose. Breathe in, nice and easy. And for now, exhale out the nose or mouth, whatever feels good. And again, big inhale in through the nostrils. And exhale out through the nose or mouth, you choose. And one more deep breath in. And long breath out. Beautiful. Bring the palms together. Drop the head down towards the hands. Draw your chin actively in towards the chest and remain nice and tall from the base of the spine all the way up to the base of the neck here. So the core is already working here a little bit, believe it or not. The palms are gently pressing together. We're starting to feel this stretch in the back of the neck, the traps. As we draw the shoulders down, we can feel that maybe a little more. Again, notice where you're holding or clenching and invite a softening to happen around those areas, perhaps wrinkling the forehead or the brow, softening through the jaw. And we'll take one more breath here, hands in prayer, head bowed. Inhale in. And exhale to slowly release. Lift the head, lift the chin. You can open the eyes here. So today's practice is nice and slow, setting the tone for our journey. It will pick up with speed. You will have days where you feel the burn. But please be patient with yourself and please be patient with me in this program as we take necessary steps to invite a deeper listening in. All right, with our day one invite practice. So we'll bring the fingertips out here, left to right, sit up nice and tall. And nice and slow, inhale, sweep the fingertips all the way up through this halfway point in line with the shoulders and then all the way up towards the sky as you breathe in. And then exhale, try to use the full exhale to float the fingertips down. So right away, we're synchronizing breath and movement. Inhale to lift it up, nice and slow. And exhale to float it down. So that's the vinyasa here in the warm-up. You can close your eyes or invite that soft gaze down past your nose as we inhale to lift up. And exhale to float it down. Now, I invite you to find nuance, whatever that means to you. It'll be individual. It'll be unique to every body and energy level arriving here today. Inhaling to sweep the arms up and exhaling to float them down. So the arms may be getting a little tired if you're new to the practice. Stick with it. You got this. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, float it down. Let's do these last two together. So here we go, nice and slow. Big inhale. Fingertips reach all the way up. And slow exhale, fingertips gently float down. Maybe fingertips kiss the earth at the bottom. Last one, inhale all the way up. And exhale to float it down. From here, bring the palms face up on the knees or thighs. Just take a second here to listen to the sound of your breath. Again, today's all about just inviting that listening in. And if it feels challenging or difficult or like you're ready for some chaturangas, I totally get it. But we're gonna try to train ourselves to focus on the breath. Focus our awareness on the breath. Good, and then after a little observation moment, a moment of stillness, we'll come forward onto all fours, nice and easy. If it feels right to pad the knees, you can use your bath towel or your blanket to create a little extra cushioning for the knees here. We're gonna come to tabletop position, aligning the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hip points. So not too wide, not too narrow. Feeling as though you're creating a nice, strong base for yourself. So we work to create a nice foundation, the asana, building from the ground up. On this journey, same thing with the breath, building a really strong foundation with the awareness of breath so that as we start to layer on breath technique and other fun stuff, we've already started a lifelong romance, a new flavor to the relationship with the breath. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that and let's do some spinal flexion. Here we go, drop the belly. Inhale, open the chest. Look forward. Nice and slow, exhale, navel draws up. We press into the palms, press into the tops of the feet, crown of the head drops down. Arching the back. Moving slower with purpose. So intentionally moving slower here. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, hug those low ribs up, up, up. Feel the skin in the back stretch. Press into the fingerprints. And one more slow one. Inhale, drop the belly. See if you can find nuance. Invite an awareness of nuance in whatever that means to you. Exhaling, arching the back, drawing the navel up, pressing into the tops of the feet and the palms. Excellent. Now you can begin to speed it up a little bit. Maybe find what feels good, moving with your breath, inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling to round through the spine. You can find a rhythm here that feels good, but see if you can follow your breath. Marrying the action or the movement to the breath. Marrying the breath to the action. All right, from here, come back to a nice neutral spine, tabletop position. We're gonna curl the toes under. We're gonna walk the hands back, sits bones, hips go back, and we're gonna stretch through the fascia of the foot here. So keep the hands on the ground here to start, especially if this is new, like your dogs are going to be speaking to you. Take a breath or two here, and then if it feels right, you can walk the hands all the way up to the hip creases. You might even take your hands and get that pinky toe on the ground if it's not there. Sit up nice and tall. If you take the hands off the ground, lift up from the pelvic floor, start to find that midline even here. Let's take one more deep breath in, long breath out, and then come forward back onto all fours. We will uncurl the toes. And from here, we're gonna take the right hand, we're gonna turn it around clockwise so that the fingertips are facing towards my right knee. Use your left hand for a little stability here, and nice and slow, we're gonna move in a circular direction. So you can think about moving your chest or your core, your heart center, or your solar plexus in a circle. And you're gonna try to keep all of your fingerprints on the ground for this. And this can be very small, especially if you have a lot of tightness in the wrists and the forearms. We have a fair amount of yoga ahead of us, so we're setting ourselves up for greatness. All right, reverse your circle if you haven't already. And invite your awareness back to your breath. All right, then we'll release that, come back to tabletop position. Grounding now through the right hand. We'll take the left fingers, turn them around towards the body. Breathe here, pressing into the fingerprints. Again, we're using that right hand to kind of support this movement or this therapy in the left arm. And then nice and easy, soft and easy. No need to push. Moving in a circular direction. Keep an awareness in the neck here. Notice I'm not dropping the neck, but always remembering the neck is an extension of the spine. Reverse the circle, nice and easy. This way it could feel a bit different too. This is so great. Think about all the time we spend holding our phones and on computers and even playing instruments, just so nice, especially if you want to get more into yoga. It's a good thing to spend some time on the hands and the wrists and the forearms, but also connect that to the midline, the spine. That's why it's good to get in the habit of not collapsing in the neck. All right, let's release that baby. Let's walk the knees as wide as the yoga mat. Bring the big toes to touch. Send the hips back. Spider crawl the fingertips towards the front of the mat. Take the deepest breath you've taken all day. And as you exhale, melt your heart down towards the ground, forehead towards the earth. 3 deep breaths here in extended child's pose. This is a good shape to invite your awareness to your breath and see if you can breathe wide. What does that mean, Adrian? Find a lateral breath, one that feels like it fills the lungs and expands the rib cage. And then press into the tops of the feet. Slowly make your way back to tabletop position. We have lots of time here to play with that lateral breath, so no need to worry about getting in or doing it right here. We're gonna walk the palms forward now from tabletop position just a bit. Upper arm bones rotate externally. We keep the knuckles and the fingerprints rooted to the ground as we curl the toes under. Take a deep breath in here. And on an exhale, lift the hips up high, nice and slow, and back, nice and slow, downward facing dog. Now keep that strong commitment in the hands to the earth as you begin to bend the knees one at a time. Again, waking up the feet, stretching through the fascia of the foot, the Achilles, the ankle, of course, the calves, the backs of the knees, inviting the hamstrings to lengthen ever so slightly. External rotation in the shoulders, nice, strong, stable shoulders here. We're getting there, we're getting there. Now from here, we're gonna hug the low ribs just in a bit to feel the core muscles turn on. So we're hugging the low ribs in just a bit, turning on the core.
Then we're going to straighten both legs. Don't worry about the heels touching the ground. Make sure you're not holding or gripping in the head or the neck. We're here for 3, breathe deep, 2, and on the 1, we're going to slowly bend both knees and take baby steps slowly, slowly, slowly to the top of the mat. When you arrive, walk the feet hip width apart so you have a nice bit of space between the arches of the feet, and then bend both knees to relax the weight of your head over, relax your shoulders, relax the elbows, the hands, and soften through the jaw. Now bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, to the way in which your feet are connected now to the yoga mat or to the ground. And see if you can really exaggerate a bit of connection through the 4 corners of the feet. So the ball joint of the big toe mound, the ball joint of the pinky toe mound, and the back 2 corners of your heel. Just glue them down. Then see what happens if you start to lift up just energetically, just a little awareness from your arches. And then let that energy continue up through the inner ankle, inner calf, the inseam of the legs, the inner thigh. And then keep that energy rolling up and let that be what inspires you to slowly roll up to standing like a rag doll. Now as you slowly stack head over heart and heart over pelvis, bring your attention back down to the 4 corners of the feet and really, really pin those 4 corners down, 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 and use that image to draw energy up from the earth. It's just an invitation, just a offering, right? Just to see what you can find. Something that could be very helpful on this journey. All right, here we go. Take a deep breath in, mountain pose. Big sip of air. Exhale, relax the shoulders down. We're nice and grounded through the feet. We're lifting energy up from the feet. We're finding this sense of lifting and grounding right away, which we'll talk more about later. But these 2 kind of opposing energies, we invite awareness in. When you're ready, inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky, big breath in, big stretch. Exhale, bend the knees, wiggle the fingertips, go ahead and float it all the way back down into that forward fold. Excellent. Take a second here to breathe into your belly. So inhale, see if you can feel a deep breath into the belly. And as you play here with a couple deep belly breaths, you might rock a little side to side, clasping opposite elbow with opposite hand. You might shake the head a little yes, a little no. You might have found a little connection with 4 corners of the feet, and you might be enjoying instead just working on the breath here in stillness, making sure the head is nice and heavy. After about 3 breaths here, we'll release the arms if they're clasped. And we're going to slide the hands on an inhale all the way up, past the shins, past the kneecaps, to the tops of the thighs. Then we'll send the crown of the head forward. Tug the elbows in and back, draw the shoulders away from the ears, find length in the spine as if you were in that tabletop position. So there's a nice long line from the crown to the tail. Good, then inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. 1 more breath here. And then exhale, slide it all down, let it all go. That was a great experiment. Beautiful. Root to rise here, ground through the feet, back up the way we came. Inhale, send the fingertips forward, up and back. This time you might stand a little taller, open the chest. And exhale, we're going to go right back down in it. So wiggle the fingertips, forward fold, bowing the head. Good. Inhale, slide the hands all the way up to the tops of the thighs. Pull the elbows in and back like little grasshopper legs. Find length in the neck. And on an exhale, soften and fold. Bring everything back in. Good, root to rise here. Inhale, reach for the sky, spread the fingertips, open the chest, lift your heart. And exhale, diving back in. Forward fold. This time, inhale, slide the palms just to the shins. Stay rooted through all four corners of the feet. Inhale, find length in the neck, nice flat back position or working toward it. Good, and exhale, let it go. Good, inhale, reach for the sky, big breath in. And exhale, forward fold, all the way down. This time, fingertips on the mat, just another variation. Keep the fingertips on the mat as you inhale, look forward. Careful not to crunch the back of the neck here. I have a great Benji view here. I'm not complaining. And then exhale, forward fold. All right, last one. Inhale, reach all the way up. Big breath, big stretch, fill the lungs. And exhale, rain it down. Forward fold. Soft fingers maybe here. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Check it out. Your choice. You get to decide where you put the palms. I'm gonna just invite you to move with your breath when we come to this part in the future and find nice length from the crown to the tail. So release it if you haven't already, forward fold. All right, we're gonna slowly bring the fingertips to the mat. We're gonna send the left toes back, but you can move nice and slow here. There's no reason to super rush through these transitions. In fact, take your time, always really mindfully moving, kind of simplifying where we can, always. So left toes are back, back knee is lifted here as we reach the left heel towards the back edge of the mat. Good, then notice if you're crashing down on your fingertips. See if there is anything, there may not be, but see if there's anything you can do to take some weight off your fingertips by maybe engaging the muscles of the thigh, the glutes, the core, maybe squeezing the inner thighs to the center of the mat so that you can come off the fingertips just a bit. Beautiful. Now inhale, carve a line with your nose, look forward, kind of open the chest towards the front of your mat. You're doing great. If you're shaking here already, you're not alone, I promise you. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, lower the left knee to the mat. Come onto the top of that left foot. Beautiful. And on your next breath in, ground through all four corners of your right foot as you sweep the fingertips forward, up and back. Now, careful not to dump all of your weight into that front hip. Pull the right hip crease back and find your center. Find a little bit of core engagement, even if it's way deep down in there. Thumbs back, pinkies forward. Inhale, you might carve a line with your nose up to look up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, soften the fingertips, bend the elbows, bring it all the way back down to your nice low lunge. You're doing great. Inhale to look forward. Benji view for me. And then exhale, pull the right hip crease back as you send the hips back, keeping this right foot nice and flexed. So whether you've been in this runner's stretch before or not, see if you can really give a nice deep bend to that right knee and then find an inhale to look forward and an exhale to bow the head in towards the heart. So again, maybe in the past you've kept a nice locked knee here. See if you can bend it pretty generously. Pull the right hip crease back, inhale, look forward. And exhale, draw the chin into the chest. Good, one more time. Inhale, look forward. Careful to not crash on the fingertips here. Exhale, chin to chest. Whew. Good, then inhale to roll all the way through. Left hand comes to the mat. Right thumb comes to the right hip crease. Now use that thumb to pull the right hip crease back. Right knee is over the right ankle. Good, then maybe from here we send the right fingertips all the way up towards the sky. You can keep the back knee lowered, or maybe from here, following our breath, we curl the toes under and lift that left knee up. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline. You might find more rotation here as you slowly breathe in and out. Finding a sweet rotation in the rib cage, in the spine, maybe eventually turning your gaze all the way up towards the sky. Good, inhale, fill it up, nice big wide breath, and then use the exhale to soften and bring it all back down. All right, here we go. Plant the palms, step the right toes back for a plank pose. So we're pressing into the knuckles, we're pressing into the space between the index finger and thumb, we're clawing through the fingertips. Basically, the hand-earth connection here is strong. We're reaching the heels back. And then we can bring it onto the knees here if we want, maybe even lifting the toes, crossing the ankles for fun. So you're in plank with the knees lifted, or you're in a half plank with the knees on the ground here. I highly recommend lowering the knees if you are new to the practice or building stability in addition to strength. All right, we're here for 3, 2, 1. Everyone lower all the way to the belly. Take a deep breath in. Whew, a little heat there. Long breath out. Walk the hands in line with the rib cage. Press the tops of the feet, the pubic bone into the earth. Press into your hands and slowly inhale, baby cobra. Oh man, this is the best Benji view ever. Exhale, forehead kisses the mat. 2 more like that. Strong foundation here. Inhale, lift it up, maybe a little higher. And exhale, forehead kisses mat. Last one, squeeze those elbows into the rib cage. Use your foundation. Inhale, we rise up. Building strong back, nice and mindfully. And exhale to release. Gorgeous. Curl the toes under. Option here to press up to all fours. Tabletop position, or press up to plank. Once you've made your choice, take a deep breath in, nice wide lateral breath, and use the exhale to send the hips up high and back, downward facing dog. Great, inhale in through the nose here, and exhale out through the mouth. Now seal the lips, in through the nostrils, and out through the nostrils. Beautiful. One more time. Big inhale in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Bend the knees. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, you're going to repeat the baby steps like we did before, or you can take 2 steps, a little bit of a ragdoll, or 4 steps, or if you want to start to integrate a hop, we'll meet at the top of the mat, feet together. Really together. Take your time though, there's no rush. When you get there, follow that inhale, lift up to a nice flat back position, your version. Nice long neck, and then exhale to soften and fold, let everything go. Beautiful. Fingertips on the earth, we slowly, don't rush it here, step the right toes back. Front knee over front ankle. Right heel reaches back as we slowly carve a line with the nose forward, opening up through the chest. And opening up through those front neck muscles and throat. All right, really taking the time to breathe deep here, moving nice and slow. Inhale in. And on an exhale, slowly lower the right knee to the earth. Flip onto the top of the right foot. Let this be part of the root of this posture. So really strong connection with that right foot. You can even give it a little tap if you like. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline. Engage the muscles of the thighs, the glutes. It can feel sometimes as though you're pulling the left foot back and dragging the right knee forward. And then from a place of connect, we'll inhale, reach the fingertips forward, up and back. Crescent lunge, lifting the heart up towards the sky, maybe following your breath. Again, letting the breath lead you here best you can. Maybe following the breath and sending the gaze all the way up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And then when you're ready, follow an exhale. So inhale in big, follow the exhale all the way down. Fingertips come back to the earth, and we'll pull the left hip crease back this time, really flexing the left toes towards the face, so towards your forehead. Then bring a generous bend into that left knee, super generous. And you can find, since you've already done this on the other side, you can find kind of a soft gaze here, or even close your eyes and notice what giving that generous bend does. Find the sensation and
get curious about the musculature here as you breathe. And inhaling here to look forward. Exhaling to draw the chin into the chest. Inhaling to look forward. And exhaling to round it in. Great. Inhale, slowly roll through the left foot. And we'll send the right hand to the earth, left thumb to the left hip crease, pull it back. So you find your nice alignment. So this left shin is stacked. We're gonna use this throughout the whole journey. And we start to spiral, big twist in the spine, spiral the heart up, maybe the gaze up. I'm pressing away from my yoga mat with my right hand. I'm not clenching my left toes. I'm breathing, the neck is nice and long. Maybe I send the left fingertips up towards the sky, opening up through the chest, the scapula, side body. And maybe I curl the right toes under, inhale in, exhale, lifting the back knee up. Tuck the chin slightly. Stay positive, stay present. Stay one. Just building a really beautiful foundation with integrity. Good. Inhale, big wide breath. And exhale to bring it all the way down. Whoo, awesome. Plant the palms, here we go, step it back. So we are in a plank, and you know, the thing is we're never really holding in a plank or a half plank because we're breathing, we're letting the breath move us. So top of the plank here, heels are reaching back. Whether the knees are lowered or lifted, we're all working to keep the neck nice and long, tugging the shoulders away from the ears, maybe sending your gaze out just a little bit in front. We're here for 3, breathe deep, hug the low ribs in, 2, and 1, slowly lower all the way to the belly. Inhale in, let out a sigh if you need to. Bring the hands in line with the rib cage, hug the elbows in. Just 1 Bhujangasana here. Inhale to open the heart, look forward, soften your gaze. Maybe coming a little bit higher and then using your exhale to follow the breath down. Lovely. From here, curl the toes under, nice and easy. Keep it nice and low. We're going to come to all fours, tabletop position. Then we'll cross one ankle over the other and we'll use the hands to guide us all the way back through to a nice cross-legged seat. When you get there, interlace your fingertips. Then you're going to press the palms forward, up and back. Big breath in. Exhale, release it down. We're going to flip the palms so they're facing you. Then you're going to take one thumb to the center of the palm and you're just going to give it a little massage. Little self-massage. This is something you can do at nighttime as you're going on this journey. You're going to be on your hands a little bit more maybe than normal. Be patient with your wrists and the hands. They will adapt. We will be mindful. Everyone's different, of course. Okay, let's switch opposite thumb to opposite palm. But yeah, you're going to be feeling some things. So try not to give up. Try to stick with it. I'll give some modifications too for people who do want to tend to some fussy wrists. But this is a great move that I wanted to share with you on day 1 so that you could do it on your own. In the shower or the bath with some soap. Hey yo, first heyo of the journey. Excuse me, but in all seriousness, this is a great thing to do with a little lotion or a little soap, washing your hands, keeping them clean, seems relevant. Or maybe, yeah, in bed. You guys know what I'm saying. Okay, this is great. So after a little self-massage, let's take one more breath to press the palms forward, lift it up and back, and see if you can really feel the rib cage expand here as you breathe in. And those back ribs expanding and softening as you breathe out. Good, then we'll just release this, release it all, and come on down to the ground. We are almost done with this beautiful day one practice. Hi, Benji. All right, if you have a blanket or a towel, keep it handy. We're gonna bring it underneath the backs of the knees, optional, of course, in a moment, but come on down to the ground. When you get there, bend the knees, walk the heels close up towards the bum. Plant the palms on the earth, root through all four corners of the feet. And here we go, a little bridge pose. Lifting the hips up high, nice and slow as you're ready. This isn't gonna be a huge bridge pose, so just a little one here to start. We'll grow this throughout the journey. Lifting the hip points up. Think about your shins moving forward. And maybe we interlace the fingertips, draw the shoulder blades together. If it doesn't feel right for your body, let's go ahead and hold off on that. Breathing deep here. And the last action is to lift the chest toward the chin and then lift the chin up towards the sky. So chest to chin, chin to sky. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, follow the breath all the way down. Beautiful. Walk the feet together, open the knees wide. Bring your hands to rest on the belly here. Close your eyes and invite your awareness to your belly. Feel the warmth of your hands on the belly. Let gravity do the work here in this final hip opener. So thighs are nice and heavy. Tuck the chin, lengthen through the back of the neck, and take a deep breath in, fill the belly, so feel the hands maybe even rise and fall as you exhale. We'll definitely be getting into more belly breathing, more diaphragmatic breath work. But for now, just give it a couple little passes, feeling the belly rise, perhaps as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. And then bringing the fingertips to the outer edge of the legs, outer edges of the legs, hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and give yourself a big hug here. Rock a little side to side, massaging the low back. Stretching through the glutes. Relax your shoulders, soften through your jaw, and then slowly let the feet come to the earth with a little thud. And if that felt good, you can do it a couple more times. And then we'll extend one leg and then the other, and allow the hands to rest gently at our sides, relaxing the weight of the body fully now into the earth for the final posture, the corpse pose. Take a second to maybe lick your lips. I know it's silly, but lick the lips and then intentionally relax the tongue and the base of the mouth. Close your eyes and soften the skin of the forehead. And I invite you to just take a quick moment here to see what happens when you invite yourself to let go. Easier said than done, I know, but that's why we're here to practice. Can you give yourself even just a moment, an invitation to do absolutely nothing? Let your breath return to just a natural rhythm, natural flow. Letting go of any areas where you might be holding or clenching. Inviting the body, the mind, and your spirit or your heart for a second here to just be in existence. Now gently invite your awareness back to your breath. Notice how you feel about that. Embarking on a journey for yourself where on day one, the entire premise is an invitation. I can't wait to see where it goes. As you continue to gently deepen the breath, invite a little energy, a little movement back to the fingertips and toes, then the ankles and the wrists. And then we'll lift one knee up and then the other. Turn onto one side, little fetal position moment. Hold me. Just kidding. And then press all the way up to a nice seat. Bring the hands together at the heart space. Just a quiet moment here with the palms in prayer to say thank you. First to yourself for showing up here, saying yes to this journey. And then just a little nod to one another. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing this connection with so many people around the world. I hope that it is a fun and meaningful story that you write in the next 30 days. I'll be here to guide you, and it is my honor and pleasure. So on that note, one final big inhale in together. And exhale together. We bow the head to the heart. And there's an invitation here to whisper, Namaste. Thanks everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.